Hello everyone, I want to share with you today something of greatest importance, and mostly from two sources, one from Rabbi Shmuel Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal, and another one from Rabbi Dinovich from Israel, and things I learned from my Rebbe Rabbi Simcha Weinberg also, and I want to put it together and show you how really what the Jewish couple is all about, and what is the secret of a real happy life, of real marriage, and what is the main focus to Teshuvah. So I spoken before already that Teshuvah has to involve the couple, meaning that to truly do Teshuvah, the place where you start, the root to fix most of our things in life is our spouse, and that in a way, Tashuv Hey, from Teshuvah, you return the Hey. The Hey is the fourth step, it's the fourth letter of Hashem's name. It is Olam Hazeh, the physical world, and it represents the woman. We're trying to return the woman, the Shechina, to Hashem, and we try to return ourselves to Hashem and our wife to ourselves. We try to become one again. So I want to start by saying that we have really to ask questions, because those things seem so obvious, but really they're so deep. Basically, the idea is that we have to realize, if we live as Jews, that's a statement that Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal used to say, it's a famous statement from him, if you're going to live as a Jew and you can accomplish exactly the same thing as a non-Jew, then you're not being Jewish. What's the point? What are you doing everything you do? That means that by definition, a Jew means he is living at the level of responsibility that will push him to live on a much greater level of action, responsibility, and fixing of the world. That's by definition the mission of the Jew. The Jew has to live a life that represents something beyond the everyday life, and that's why we have more mitzvot, meaning more responsibility, more commandments, because there are things that we're responsible to do that non-Jews don't have to. Everybody has his own mission and place. So if I want to make a difference in the world, I have to understand that I can only make that difference with my spouse, and that my spouse is my source of strength, and that with that I can, if this is pure and holy and strong and balanced, that's what's going to enable my whole house, nation, and the whole world to be also strong and stable and fixed. So the idea that Rabbi Dinovich was saying, Rabbi Dinovich was saying that a couple needs a project. That if we want to be a real couple, we have to build something together. And that's what really a couple is. And to understand that, I won't use the word from Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal, who says like that. When he spoke about marriage, I want to take again his words because they are so powerful, and we forget it and we don't live it, and it's destroying our lives, destroying our marriages. A marriage is not, oh, we get married, we have kids, you have your work, I have my work, each one has his own thing, you come home, how was your day? Good. How was your day? Good. Oh, shalom bayis, everything's beautiful, and we live happy together ever after. That's not for Jews. That's not what a couple is supposed to do. So what is a couple supposed to do? So this is what the meaning of marriage according to Judaism, the way Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal explains. The meaning of the Judaism doesn't understand that the meaning of marriage is self-fulfillment, to enjoy each other, to achieve the most together, to love each other, to give each other pleasure, to indulge with each other, and therefore divide the charge so unfairly. How did the early generation view the meaning of marriage? Judaism understood that they were getting married as an obligation, not to themselves, but to the nation. As a nation by which the purpose not of theirs but of God was going to be accomplished. They understood that they were entering into an enterprise which by their association with each other they would perfect mankind, they would perfect the meaning of life for all human beings, they would serve the purposes for which God brought them to existence. And so it's not we're just selfish beings, meaning that we get married most of the time because I want to feel good, I want to feel love, I want someone to love me, I want to live with that person, I want to have a family, I. It's all for me to feel good in life, and yeah, this is how life works, and I deserve that, I should have that, this is the right thing. And really, no, that's nothing to do with that. When God created us in Gan Eden, He didn't create us separate from our spouse. Why? Because at the beginning there was not supposed to be any separation between me and my spouse. That's why Hashem didn't do separately. Originally we're supposed to be one, male and female as one. And the goal was to understand those two elements of us, male and female, and so that we can relate to God as male and female, so that we can get married to God and become one with God and build the world with God. Now what happened? Adam Rishon didn't understood on that level. I'm speaking very simply. Obviously, it was on a much deeper level, but simplistically explained is that he didn't understood that he was supposed to have a relationship with God of love that was supposed to be back and forth. Whether it be because he felt insignificant, whether it was because he wanted to be just male, master, have all the power on earth, whether he wanted to be just like God, all that have some truth to it. But the idea is he was not ready for a relationship. He didn't understand the value, I guess, of that relationship with God. And because of that, Hashem had to split him in two, and there was to be male and female now learning to join, how the male need the female and the female need the male. So, and it's more on the male understanding that he needs the female, because she's the Ezer Kenegdo. So the man has to understand, I need my woman, I need my wife. Something that today most men don't understand, or they think, oh yeah, she's just an extension of me. We know that Adam Rishon's problem was he saw her just as an extension of him. He didn't see her greatness, her value. So what's happening if we look at our spouse as just, oh yeah, I have my life, I'm happy, and then you make my life a little bit better. Yeah, and therefore we get married, and it's great. We have fun together. That's not marriage. You can have a girlfriend. That's fine. You don't need marriage for that. Marriage is a whole entire vision. Marriage has nothing to do with what we think of marriage today. Marriage is I together gonna find someone who is gonna join me in the project of changing the world, or making the world a better place, or making my community, my nation, my world into something, a receptacle, a vessel to connect to God, transform the world into a humanity that can connect to God. This is why we are here. That's why you get married. Everything is around that. We're all here to become married to Hashem. And therefore, the way to do that is to understand, so it's the same way we have a partnership with Hashem, and we have to learn to have a project together to bring humanity together and to learn to unite heaven and earth. That's our project with Hashem, so to speak, to fight the evil and bring the good and become one with Him. So too with our spouse. So what project you have with your spouse? Really, when we get married, to say, I see together, this is what we can accomplish in the world. That's what the Jewish couple is supposed to ask from the beginning. And it goes the same when we have children. Why are we having children together? Oh yeah, just to play, like when we're young, we play Barbie, we play with the dolls, or to feel good that I have kids, or I feel, I'm a father, you're a mother, very nice to have a family. No, that's not why we have kids. We have kids because we are bringing souls that hopefully are here to complete the project of humanity, to make the world a better place and to perfect mankind. I'm trying to bring, my project with my wife is I'm bringing kids that's going to change the world, that's going to bring soul that could be the soul of Moshiach, that can unite humanity together, that will bring the project to more and more fruition, that will continue the project. That was what Abraham and Sarah started. So what's going on? Adam and Eve, that's where it all started. Adam realized after he sinned, wow, my wife is Em Kol Chai. She's not Isha only now. She's not a powerful fire that I can become in love with. She's also the mother of humanity. Em Kol Chai, the mother of all life. This is what a woman is. She can bring life to the world, and she can change the world, and she can bring souls into the world. With me together, we have a project that we can change humanity forever. This is how we have to look at our spouse. And from the wife's perspective, this is my man, this is my king. With him, he can give me the seed, the zera, he can give me the potential, and to achieve, to be a builder of humanity, just like Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. They were the mother's founders, and Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov were the founders. So we have to look at ourselves just like Abraham and Sarah. That's the role model. Couple. A couple unites not just to feel good, not to make children. Right? We had Ishmael, you have to get rid of Ishmael because Ishmael didn't follow the pressure of humanity. I don't mean we're getting rid of our kids like that, but I'm saying that the focus of why we have kids, of why we make a family, of why we love each other, of what we're trying to achieve on a day-to-day life is not just to go through the routine, which is to actually make a project, do something together that is going to shake the routine of life and enhance the community. So you have to do the project. You make a chesed project, you something that's going to save the really poor, something that is going to save, help the almanos, something is going to help the gerim, something that's going to save the orphans, something that's going to bring the Jewish people more together, something that's going to bring more tzedakah to to Torah, make a project of opening rehab center, make a project to help the kids out of the derech, whatever it is, project, but you need to have a project together. What it is that we're living for, what are we trying to accomplish together. Now it can be, well, project is to make a whole big family that's going to move to Israel and push other people to move to Israel so that we can all be in Israel and build the land of Israel so that it's ready for the coming of Moshiach and the rebuilding of the temple. There has to be a project. The house, the kids has to feel we're here on a mission, and we're here to change something. That's what a Jewish marriage is. It's a whole new way to live. So a husband and wife has to sit down and ask, okay, what do we want to bring what do we want to bring children in this world? What is our project that we are going to connect our kids to? All the mitzvot and all the Torah we learn is all here to help us discover our unique mission, our challenge, our greatness, and enable us to do our project in the best possible way. Otherwise, what's the point? Everybody does just his... That not to diminish the value of a mitzvah, but we're not here just to be individual, just doing a mitzvah there. Oh, I do a mitzvah, yeah, that's great. That we are here to change our character traits, change the character traits of humanity, create bonding. But all this can only work as a project, and the power, the way we can do that project is as husband and wife. And therefore, we have to work together on that project. Now, so now we understand that Shalom Bayis, Shalom Bayis is not just the peaceful harmony of a home. Shalom Bayis is being able to have harmony in our project, really. To really build something. That will give. How do you have shalom if you have bracha? So we have to change the way we think and say how we're going to bring bracha in the world, in our couple. That's the true purpose of the Jewish marriage. Now I want to add one more thing that Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg says. So, and in thinking in that way, and in approaching it that way, it became very, very clear that if marriage was to succeed, that marriage has to have a differentiation of purpose and undertaking. And that the marriage in which a husband and wife are each interested in self-interest and self-fulfillment is a marriage which by definition is due to failure. It may be a good living together, but the marriage, it's not going to be. Because a marriage is not that two people enjoy each other. A marriage is that two people work with each other for a common purpose. That's what the marriage is. So what are you doing together as a common purpose? One thing that he says about children, we have to ask, what did I left mankind with? So this is a very powerful concept. And listen what the Arizal says. The Arizal says in Likutei Arizal, how we're going to bring, what is going to be the main power of the Moshiach, what is going to be the main strength and tikkun that Moshiach is going to bring into our world. He's going to be the one who finally, for the first time, is going to show how truly to build a couple. Moshiach and his wife is going to be the true, real couple. The first couple since Adam Arishon that truly builds everything. And basically it's going back to Adam Arishon. We know that Moshiach is the soul of Adam. So what we're saying is that our whole life, our whole humanity, the 6,000 years of history, is all about finding one's spouse, one's partner in life to change the world, to bring the world back to Hashem. So what are you going to do with Hashem, with your wife, to go back to Hashem? That's really, so you have to find a project. Again, that's really the key. Find a project. And I want to finish with a concept in Kabbalah. The whole Kabbalah, I say you shouldn't learn Kabbalah before you're married. The whole idea of Kabbalah, if you look into the way the language of Kabbalah is expressed, is always speaks, when you speak about the spheros, about was the Arizal's way of bringing Kabbalah together, a new way to perceive Kabbalah, understand it. He described the spheros as a family. He described the power of creation, the way the energies works in the world as a family. There's Abba, there's Ima, there's Zeranpin, and there's Nukve. So there's the father, the mother, the son, and the daughter. And which correspond to Yud Kei Vav Kei, the name of Hashem. Meaning that the whole name of Hashem, meaning the whole harmony of all the energies that exist in the world, are all here to create a family. A family that does what? A family that brings Yud Kei Vav Kei. A family that brings God into the world. Family that builds something. Builds a Gan Eden. Use this world as a tool. Use its children. Use its house. Everything. Its mitzvot. Its Torah to go out there and make a difference and change the world. Now, what's happening is, to be strong and be able to do that, we need to have a Geula mentality, meaning a mentality of redemption, mentality of that we're not anymore in exile. Meaning, what's our mentality in exile? Oh, the Jews did that, or someone in the street say something, or like, Israel worries about everything that the people say. Can we do this? Can we do that? It's not politically correct. That's a exile mentality. That we are not taking responsibility. We're afraid of what other people say. We put the head down and we say, oh, you're Jewish, you're a bad Jew. Oh, yes. Right? We have to live never again. We have to go through the wall. We have to not let ourselves be stopped and make the world a better place and go out and destroy evil by making project, by not being worried about what other people are going to say, and together as a couple, then we're able to move forward and really bring a revolution. It's a revolution that has to come from below, not from above. Today, the hope is not going to come from the Rabbanim, it's not going to come from the heads. The change into Judaism, not that we should not follow our rabbis. We have to follow our rabbi. Everybody needs to have his rabbi. But there's no Gdolim anymore. There's no rabbi that everybody respect. Everybody, unfortunately, destroys each other. This opinion, and they lack respect. What we have to do is we have to work as the people from below. The people, a man of the people, right? We have to be someone down. And the individuals like you, like me, simple Jews, we have to be proactive. We have to make a difference. We have to change the way we think. We have to change our couple structure, a couple understanding, change the way we live our Judaism, go out in the world and make an impact. That's what we need to do. And for that, the key, the root, the source, the power, the energy has to start in your couple. So we have to really recalculate, redirecting route, right? It's really, we have to change the direction to our GPS, our focus. We're right here before Rosh Hashanah, and this is what needs to, if we want to make another year where there is the Beit HaMikdash rebuilt, the Beit HaMikdash, which is the home which represents the family and the love between husband and wife and the perfect Shalom Bait world. So that's what we need to do. We need to come up with a project and live a year with a new attitude, a year where husband and wife are going to say, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do for the Jewish people. This is what I'm going to do for the unity between Jews and non-Jews. This is what I'm going to do to bring Israel into more glory, with more power, with more strength. And we have the Torah and the mitzvahs to direct us on how to do that properly. But we have really to change our perception, our perspective on what a couple is. We have to create a revolution within the Jewish people, within the family understanding, the structure. So you have to look at yourself as Adam, your wife as Eve, or like Avram and Sarah, Moshe Rabbeinu and Tzipporah. All the great men, people who accomplished the great things, they had a woman behind. They were together. The woman was supporting that individual, looking up at that individual, or vice versa. And that's what enables us to be successful. Let's remember last week's Parsha, Shoftim, we spoke about the soldiers who goes to war. A soldier who is married is the one who needs to go to war, not the one who is engaged. Because the soldier who has a wife, he has the true power to go out there and to fight. His wife is his power. Man has to understand that. Whatever project he wants to go with, his wife has to be part of it. Rabbi Akiva says about his wife Rachel, the 24,000 students of my 24,000 students are all thanks to her. It was our common project. We did this. It's not me. We did this. If you think it was just me, you misunderstand what a couple is. And that's how every man has to look at it. The bracha, the parnasa, the blessing, the Torah, all comes through the wife. Meaning that's a joint partnership, and we understand we are in it together. I'm playing the action as the man most of the time. The man is the one going out and playing the action and being like out there making the show. But the only reason he can make that show is because there's a woman behind it that enables him to give strength, love, support, who make the project together become real. The woman is what enables the reality. The man is the potential, the woman is the reality. He enables the project to become real. And she creates a foundation, a house, a bite, which is the stability for the man to be able to build. So let's remember that important and powerful message, and let's try to find a project. Find a project with your spouse for this Rosh Hashanah, for this year. What can we do for our community? We start obviously with the Omer. What project should we show our kids that we should do? The kids have to feel that we are involved in helping the community. Otherwise, we'll just live for ourselves, our house, our thing, and then who cares about the rest? Then there's no Ve'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha. The best way to show Ve'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha, the best way to fix Sinat Chinam, the best way to rebuild the Beit HaMikdash, and we're all working on that, right? No Lashon Hara. So how you want to do that? Work for the community. There's nothing greater than to work for the tzibur. Because that's our purpose. Our purpose is to be one vessel. Until we are one, nothing can happen. Moshiach cannot come. Ke'ish echad belev echad. That's how we receive the Torah. So, our life have to become that of, it has to be for others. As a Jew, you don't live for yourself. The moment you converted as a Jew, in this life, or this previous life, you're a Jew now, you signed up to live for others. That's the responsibility. If you live for others, you need to have project for others. And the Satan, the Yetzer Hara, does everything for you to just be upset at the world and not get involved. The worst thing is seeing the problem, not doing anything about it. So I encourage everyone, I encourage myself and everyone to try to really find a project with your spouse and with your family and fix the world. We need you, simple people like you, and we can all do it. And if we do that, when we live the same way Abraham and Sarah did, we continue in the line of the Jews who built a world, who rebuilt the world, who rebuilt family, the family structure. The Satan, the Yetzer Hara, the evil powers in the world are trying to do everything, the system, to destroy the family structure, to destroy couples. People don't get married anymore. People don't know what gender they are anymore. People are confused. People don't know what true love is anymore. People, whatever, the whole society is falling apart. The incoming divorce is like almost fashion. It's okay. People don't want to work on each other anymore. We have to change. The whole thing is trying to destroy what a family is, what a couple is. And sometimes we're just so focused on ourselves and my relationship, even if it's a relationship just with your spouse. This relationship can be fixed when you work together on a project, because then you support each other, you see the good in each other, you do something together that is divine, that is productive, that is constructive, that is positive, that is good, that is loving. And you're doing together, you help each other, and you feel good about what you're accomplishing in the world. You're bringing the world closer to God. There's no greater joy than that. There's no greater partnership than that. And that's what a Jewish couple is. So may we all be able to achieve that with the help of Hashem. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve'amen.